Take me back to the good old days when I didn't feel pain, when I didn't feel ashamed.
Hello, and welcome to His Light in the Darkness podcast. I am Shauna Fontaine.
And I am her co host, Megan.
I started this podcast inspired by a devotional that I wrote that talks about depression, anxiety, fear, grief, worry, addiction. It's basically to bring some light and inspiration in the darkest of times. And today we are going to discuss a topic. I let Miss Megan decide on the topic. And would you like to share with everyone what we're going to be talking about?
Well, I thought maybe a good one to talk about since the world is kind of crazy right now and there's a lot of talk surrounding this and a lot of fear and unknown. Trafficking, the multifacets of trafficking, right? It's not just sex trafficking. Like you said, there's slave for work
Slave trafficking, work
trafficking,
trafficking. Yeah.
and maybe a little bit about this Mr. Epstein.
Well, I think that a lot of us will talk about sex trafficking, but I'm going to put this in the beginning. What I find, and maybe this will inspire people to really step up and talk, is that people do not want to talk about sex trafficking. So what they'll do is they'll go, "Oh, that's such a sad story. Oh, that's horrible. But you know what? I'm going to go on with my day." And I'm going to go on with
Yeah.
my life, and my life is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people will, and what I found that is through all my research, I told you before that I've done a lot of research with experts, getting information
Yes.
from experts, not just my own thoughts. And it is fascinating how much people will say, "I care," and they don't care.
Mm,
It's a mirror to go, "Oh, that's so horrible that happened to her."
yes.
But in reality, it's like, but who really steps up and does something?
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I
true.
have met people with organizations that help people who come out of trafficking, and even they say it's so difficult to get donations. It's so difficult to, get anybody really involved because it's like people want to know, but they don't want to be present to help out. And I have met people who have been trafficked,
Mm,
and
just awful.
it is very common for them to, and this is one of the reasons why I thought this was a good subject
Mm-hmm.
for this,
Yeah.
is because they do get depressed, they get on drugs,
Mm,
whether it be whoever is trafficking them started them on drugs,
sure.
for sex slave,
Mm-hmm.
um, depression, suicidal. I mean, there's a lot of things that are perfect for what we do this podcast for,
Mm-hmm.
which of course is to inspire, bring
Right.
happiness,
Right.
bring encouragement. So, what are some of your concerns? Like, I know that we wanted to discuss what are your concerns
Mm.
with fishy? I mean, well, how would you describe like what's going?
Yeah.
It's not funny. We're just
No,
laughing.
not at all.
It's
There's just so many ugly heads that sprout from this one conversation. You know, to think that it doesn't happen, we live in a small town. Oh, that it doesn't happen here when I'm hearing but it has happened here. And that just, utterly freaks me out.
Well, I noticed that there is a sign, going out of town.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Out on the 41.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw it, because I've done so much research about it,
Yeah.
I was going, okay, if they have the sign here,
Hmm.
it must be going, but it's
Yes.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
And the sad thing is that, you ask, oh, how did, these kids get into it? They must have come from a horrible home. They must have been in foster care, which is common. Um, Kids that are in foster care are looking for something. They prey on them, but it may be a parent. I mean,
Gosh, I can't even imagine.
and it's not, I don't think something that they come out and go, "I'm gonna sell my kid. I think it's like all these circumstances. I mean, they're bad people. obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who wants to sell their kid is a bad person.
Yes.
But it's not like they're out there looking to go, I feel like selling my kid right now. Who should I sell it to?
But Shonna, you, like you said, you do know so much. You have talked to legit people that give you the truth, real insight. Empower me. Like, I guess just give me the information because I just feel very kind of naive to it. I don't really know. Maybe I don't want to know, and that's why. Like, kind of like you said, I think people kind of turn their brains off to it. But how does one, let's say a parent, kind of get involved in that and ultimately
A few different
that happens?
things.
I'm just
One,
curious.
it can be blackmail.
Mm,
You
okay.
know,
Mm-hmm.
you cheated on your husband or wife. I know that you cheated. I have pictures of you cheating. And what I want in return is, a little time with your daughter. She's young.
Oh my
Well, what
gosh.
would you like? Do you want your marriage to end? Do you want your whole world to end? Or, do you want to just let me have a little fun with your daughter? Not a big deal, one time.
Mm,
Not really going to bother.
mm,
Or it's drugs, and there's a lot of people on drugs that you don't know. You just assume they're on the bad side of town, so they must be.
sure.
And look at all the rich people that we find out are doing drugs,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. Hey, you want more drugs? Well, guess what? I want a night or two with your kid. And then it comes into
I
this
have no
pattern.
words. I have no words.
I don't understand. I'm a mother. I could never, ever
Same.
imagine putting my kid in that, in
No.
that area, being okay with it. I will say that I'm extremely disappointed. And I think this is something that you and I discussed a couple days ago,
Mm-hmm.
that what's going on with Mr. Epstein and all those files, one, they should have been presented years ago. The fact that they haven't been presented is just
See, there's
very
just so
baffling.
much I don't understand.
Well, and then everybody points fingers. Oh, it
Right.
was so and so. It was
Mm-hmm.
so and so.
Mm-hmm.
They're not being released because of so and so.
And a lot of that too is politics, I feel.
Well, it is politics.
It was who was in the White House at the time, and oh, they're just hiding it because they don't want their name to be exposed. And why didn't this president do this? And it's just constant.
It's pointing fingers.
Constantly. And it's like, guys, this isn't about you. Well, I mean, I guess it is if you're in the files, but we're talking about children here. Children. The innocent.
And they don't, this is what I say, take yourself out. This is what should happen. Stop being on one side or the other, right? Stop being and pointing your fingers to the other side. That's not the way that
It's not
it should
about
be.
left and right. It's about
Exactly.
coming
It's about
together and
coming
caring
together
for, you know,
and caring about the kids.
Yeah.
Enough that throw the sides, break down the gates, throw the sides to the side, stand together and say, you know what? We all care about the children.
right.
I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what role you're in. I don't care who your friends are. I don't care what your status is.
That's just not going to happen in Hollywood.
But that's the crazy thing. If you're a
Mm-mm.
bad person, and we've talked about this in other,
Mm-hmm.
episodes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. It doesn't matter if you are
Yeah.
the king. It doesn't matter if you are a pastor. It doesn't matter if you are a saint. It's just, it shouldn't matter.
No.
And right now we are doing this whole thing of it matters who these people are. And it's really sad.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
What do you think?
Well, I agree with everything you said. I'm almost speechless because I just can't believe it. And, I do hear a lot of things on social media. We were going to talk about that on another podcast.
That's going to be another podcast.
On another.
It's just about social media and how it
know?
is very depressing.
It's like the telephone game. It's like one person starts a rumor and then it turns into this whole thing. And, you just don't really know what to believe. And when you do hear things, the stories are so outlandish and crazy that you're thinking, there's no way. Humans don't do that. There's just no way. I mean, that can't be. And so that's why when I say the word Epstein, which I kind of even have a hard time saying, he just completely and utterly disgusts me and grosses me out because I've just never met, obviously not in person, but met such an evil person. I just can't get over how this human being is, whatever. I don't know. That's a whole other topic. Now we're saying he's not dead. He's off somewhere in another country. I mean, where does it end?
Well,
Where does it end? So, I mean, I feel like we could talk about this for hours, but this is about being uplifting. So I'm trying to see, okay.
well, see, but what's uplifting, what's important with us talking about this is talking to the victims.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're trying to bring light in the darkness to the victims.
Yes.
And I think it's so distracting by all the politics and all the, throwing that in there. And it shouldn't be. There should be no politics when talking about kids and,
Well,
wanting to.
there's some distraction there, isn't there, when we have to talk about Nancy Guthrie being abducted?
Well,
And I'm not saying that did or didn't happen. It was just coincidence, I guess, perfect timing. And although tragic and sad, yes. I don't know. Again, here's another conspiracy theory and another thing that you hear on the internet and what you read is that maybe that's a distraction from all this.
well, I think there's a lot of distractions from all this, but that's where it comes down to the where it comes down to distractions overall. I mean, anything that's going on in the world could be a distraction. If people truly cared, and I'm talking about anybody, I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I get in discussions with people is I don't want to be seen as sitting on the left side or the right side or in the middle. I want to be seen as, you know what, that person cares.
Mm-hmm.
That person cares about how you're feeling. That person cares about what's going on in your life. And unfortunately, there is way too much noise. You know what I mean? There's too much
Yes.
noise because people are trying to point their fingers here and here and here. But if we stop and we just stand there and say, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's get down to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Because it's, oh, like you said, he was in the White House. Who cares who's
Mm-hmm.
in the White? I could care less who's in the White House. I could care less who's in Congress, who's in the House, who's in Hollywood. I don't care. What I care about is people being held accountable, no matter who you are.
And I know I speak for myself, probably you as well. That's just it. I want to get to the bottom of it. Let's go. Let's bust this stuff open.
And I hear so much. I was just talking to somebody today. I hear so much how they go, if you only knew, well, step up and tell us.
I know, right?
If you only knew the names, well, step up and tell us.
Mm-hmm.
What is keeping you from telling us? Don't
Yes.
try to look like the hero coming in saying, if you only knew, if you're not going to follow through. You are not the hero.
Well, and Hollywood is twisting it a tad. First it was, oh, Trump's name was listed in there, or, you could pick anybody. And then let's say now there's a celebrity, aka Whoopi Goldberg. She's like, my name was in there, but I mean, I wasn't like his girlfriend or anything. So now it's okay that your name was in there, and we have to give, some kind of validation, but anybody else's name.
Yeah.
So it's comical
It's sad.
and not in a good way.
Like it's very sad.
It really just disgusts
Because
me.
then when they talk about it and they say, oh, well, this matters, like, no, because you'd come out and you'd say something.
Mm-hmm.
It fascinates me how many people want to be in the limelight or what they will do, what they will look past, what they will take a blind eye to. And basically, I'm appealing to, I want people to understand that this podcast is for the victims. Like, why we're doing this is for the victims. It's not to call out anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to say, hey, I'm going to vote for somebody.
Has nothing to
It
do
has nothing to do with
with
that.
that.
I want to appeal to all those victims who are listening to this and saying, if people only knew what I went through, does anybody care? Does anybody care? Because it's constantly point finger, point finger, point finger. When are you going to come help me?
I think people care. I really do. I think that's the humane thing to feel, honestly. But I think they're not going past that because it's just too painful. Like it's not something that anybody wants to wrap their brain around. So it's like kind of like all talk but no action. Yes, I care, but I really don't want to hear the details. I don't want to hear much of what went on. I want to be supportive, but I don't want to hear it because I don't think the human response can handle it. I don't
I
know,
would
maybe
agree
that's
with
just
that.
me. I don't know that I can
No.
handle it. I mean, obviously I would buckle up and I would get, be strong for the sake of that moment and I would get through it, but I just from what I'm thinking that I think that I know what happened, it's already too much for me.
Well, yeah,
And there's
it's
much stronger people out there than myself, so I don't know. Why are people all talk? Why are they saying they care, but they're not really stepping up to the plate to do anything to help these people?
well, that's the thing is some of the people are in a position that they can help the people, but what are they doing? Nothing.
And why do you think that is, Shauna?
I think that people owe other people something.
Hmm, okay.
So whether it be I'm threatening your life,
Mm-hmm.
because if somebody came to you and said, you have a son and you wanted to do the right thing, and they came to you and said, you know what, if you do that, yeah, your son will no longer be with us. Are you going to follow through and do it? Or are
Mm.
you going to go, you know what, my son means more than that?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So you wonder if that's part of it. Did
Jeez.
somebody come in and say, if you do this, then we're just going to take everybody out?
But what about the victims, I guess, that have maybe come forward? Maybe not so much with Epstein, but let's switch gears a little bit and let's say more like with P. Diddy, right? So the people that have become a victim under his hand and who have given interviews and documentaries.
Hmm.
Not only is it incredibly brave, but nobody, I guess, at this point is threatening their lives. I mean, they are at a safe zone where they feel that they can tell the world.
Yeah. Well, it's like the victims of, this Epstein. We're going to give out the names. Are they terrified to give out the names? Because
Hmm.
they talk about it. I've heard. Now, mind you, I do not know these people. So they may be going, don't you understand, Shauna? I'm trying, which I totally understand. There is a lot of fear when it comes to trafficking. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah,
Fear.
for sure.
And that's why you stay, if they started you on drugs, that's why you stay in drugs. That's
Mm.
why you stay depressed because
Intimidation, fear, all the
so
things.
if they haven't presented the names, are they terrified? Like they want to be seen, but at the same time, which I totally understand. It's like, if I say
Well,
something,
and maybe in time, right? Things kind of seem to happen to work that way.
yeah.
It's kind of hot right now where it's just, even though it's been supposed a few years, but it was kind of dusted underneath the rug. But I think as time moves on, I think more and more people will come out like that Harvey guy. It was like one person that said I was a victim under his, power, and then all these women started coming forward, the Me Too movement.
It takes
And with
brave.
like Bill Cosby, right? I think it will, as more time goes on, I think more people will come forward and
Well, it's got to be very, for them, for the victims, it's got to be difficult
well, it's all
and
the things.
stressful.
The shame, it's all
And
the things.
yeah, it's the shame, which we talk about.
We talked about
We
that.
talked about that, about
Yeah.
having shame, where I was talking about my book, Skeletons. I understand I've been through not trafficking, but I've been through experiences where you don't want anyone to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they know, they're going to look at you a certain way.
Yeah.
If they know they're going to, which for that, the victims who have come forward, that's huge, brave
I was going
thing.
to say such bravery.
Yes, because
Like, wow.
them coming out and just even saying, I was part of it. You don't even have to name names,
Mm-hmm.
just to say I was part of it and having that much courage.
Well, that's why I have mad respect for certain celebrities that are like, this is what happened. I want no part in it. And I've tried to, I guess, kind of on the sly, make comments. I don't always understand the lingo of what they're saying, but there's definitely like a blacklisted group of people
Yes.
that, Hollywood has turned their back on because these brave men and women have said, I know about it, enough, and I want nothing to do with it.
It's funny. Um, have acted. I have short films out. I was going to pursue acting. Now I like writing better. I like the creator side behind the camera a lot better. I've been a writer since I was, 10. And so that's just my passion.
Such talent.
Talent. Thank you. But when I was acting, I was going to pursue acting. I was like,
Yeah.
well, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's not, I wasn't looking for it as a career, just, an outlet. But the more I discovered, I was like, that's just not, I don't want to be. I
No,
don't want to be there.
no.
I don't want to be in positions where I owe someone. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
got a part. Now you owe me.
That's too bad.
So
It's
then you
that
look
way.
at like the kids, some of these kids in Hollywood that like
Mm-hmm.
gosh, Amanda Bynes, right? Beautiful young girl,
She doesn't even
talented
look
actor.
the same.
But
What
remember the podcast
happened?
that we just did? And I
Yes.
told you how much I hated when people told me I was beautiful
Mm-hmm.
because of what went with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I totally understand her doing that.
Sure.
Because if you're living that horror, if you're living that just disgust where oh, you're so beautiful, and then you're just like, I want it to go right. Remember how I told you
Yeah.
I prayed all the time? God, just take the pretty away so I
Yes.
don't have to.
Yes.
So I get it. I look at her and some people go, I can't believe it. No, I get it. I totally understand.
Such a transformation. She looks like such a different person.
But I think on purpose. If I look like this,
Okay.
they'll leave me alone.
Gotcha.
Now, obviously, I'm not speaking for her. I'm speaking for myself. And if that's her mentality of it, I
You're saying you
100%
understand.
understand because it's like this is the horror that goes with it. Like I said, if people or as growing up, if people told me I was beautiful, it meant this went along with it.
Yes, it wasn't just a very sincere, oh, thank you for the compliment. That was very nice. You knew that it was kind of, I don't like to always use the word creepy, but it's like there was a connotation connected to it that was creepy.
Yes.
It wasn't just meant to be, you're a pretty young lady.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh,
Moving
you're
on.
a pretty girl.
Well, now there's something else that doesn't quite sit with me. Quite right.
So for girls and other girls that may be doing that,
Yeah.
let me dress like this, let me look like this, because if I look like that, this is what I get. I get the pedophiles coming around. And with those, imagine, like with all this, and it's not just Epstein, this is trafficking throughout the world, them coming for a baby, a 2-year-old or 3-year-old. I mean, you have to be a sick, sick, sick person to even desire doing anything with a child at all, whatever the age, it doesn't matter. 15, 12, 10, 5, 3, but for someone to look at it and go, I want to do something with that baby. I mean, it's
No, I can't. My mind can't go there.
Well, it just baffles me.
It's just like out of this world that's even a
And do you notice
concept.
that pedophiles now do not get that much of a sentence? Oh, look, they raped a 2-year-old, they get 2 years in prison. It's like,
Well, and they're always talking about overpopulation, right? The prisons are becoming overpopulated. So I don't know how they're picking who they think can be let out early. I don't care if you had good behavior. If you raped a child, that to me is like an automatic life sentence.
Yeah.
Because my thinking is, I don't think that it's a one-time thing. I think that that's something kind of ingrained in someone. It's a sexual issue that they have, a pravity, and that it's probably going to repeat itself.
Well, that's and they're going to repeat it.
Oh
Those
gosh.
that go, what is it? What's the word that they use? Is it not
Been
transformed?
reformed.
Yeah,
Reformed.
reformed. And
It's
it's
like,
like,
no, sorry.
I don't see that happening. If you're a sick person, you're a sick person. Oh, well, we got through it. You don't think that temptation is
Yeah,
going to be there because it's
that's
like
what I mean.
addiction, right?
Yes.
It's an addiction. You're
Right.
not just going to stop.
No.
And especially for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drugs is one thing, right?
Right.
I'm not saying that drugs is right. There's a lot of people that fight with addiction.
But
We're
it's on a
here
different level.
we're here to help people with addiction, fighting. That's what the devotional is about, is trying to inspire, work through things, fight addiction.
And second chances
Second chances, I mean, because
should be, allowed and praised and,
Yeah.
give someone grace. But in my
Absolutely.
opinion, not when it comes to rape or murder. Sorry.
yeah, and
Nope.
especially kids.
Mm-mm. No, protect our children.
And it seems to be so slighted now. Protect our children. It depends.
Oh gosh.
Where are we? Who is it? No offense to that lady who is whatever her name is. I didn't even know who she was.
Who?
I had to go.
Which gal?
The one that you mentioned, Guthrie or something?
Oh, Nancy
Yeah.
Guthrie.
So
Savannah's mom,
I
the
watched.
anchor.
I had to look it up. I didn't even know who it was, and I had no idea. But I was thinking, how many people go missing?
Mm-hmm. That's why I
Every day.
said I thought it was a distraction.
Yeah, because I mean, how many people go missing? How many people, unfortunately get murdered? How many kids go missing? How many, there's so much. And yes, some people get the limelight, here, we're going to pay attention to you. But there's not that many people that get attention that need it.
No, there's a lot of actual murdered victims and their families that I don't even hear about. And I am into true crime. I love documentaries and true crime. I wish I was a forensic pathologist if I could go back in time, although I'm not that good at school. But, I watch those shows all the time, Dateline and all the different shows, and I'm like, what, really? Like, when did this happen? And I don't remember hearing about this story. I mean, it's everywhere.
What was the
Everywhere.
show that would come on at night? Gosh, I can't remember.
There was
When we
prime
were
time.
kids.
Oh, Unsolved Mysteries?
Yes.
With Robert Stack?
Yes. That was like, you would hear it and be, okay, well, let's stay
The
in tonight,
coolest,
guys.
creepiest intro music ever. Love that show. Still watch reruns. And Robert Stack. Rest his soul. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. And
Because
that
it wasn't just about, murders or disappearances, but it was like finding long lost loves and UFOs. Remember? It was like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It was just so interesting. And especially in the 80s, what other show was really like that? So that was the hot thing. Yeah, any other shows you want to ask me
I was
about?
going to say, we can't tell that she's a fan.
I'm a
She's a
fan.
fan.
I'm a fan. Big time. Big time. Love that.
If we just paid attention to him more.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it too, I'm going to be honest without getting into it too much, right? Because I swear that could be a whole other podcast, but we're here to uplift people, not to bring up drama. But if the mainstream media would just be fair and show everything, then I think that we would all be on the same page and maybe learn about what was going on in the world instead of cherry picking and just showing what they want to show. So that's a whole other issue I have, is that it's just not fair and they're not showing everything. And so not everybody's getting the same info.
Yeah, well, I mean, that even goes to people, and this
Or
will tie
awareness.
into our other podcast about social media. Look at all the AI and look at all the
Yeah.
fake stories. I mean, you read a story now. I mean, not that it wasn't like back in the day, but now it's like, if this is true, is how you have to start every single sentence when you're reading something. It doesn't matter where it's from. If this is true,
Mm-hmm.
this would be really bad.
Yeah.
If this is true, this is horrible. But it is like, what can you believe?
Oh man.
I mean, the mainstream media, they've hide so much.
Oh yeah.
But it seems
Well, it's
now it's
selective.
everybody.
It's selective.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
And it's not just them, it's not just the mainstream media. It's, you know, people who just like to put out a story. And is
mm-hmm.
it true? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember? And even, see, I say this and it's like, do you remember true journalism? But even then, now you're older and you're like, was there ever any true journalism?
That's what I'm thinking. Was it
Was there
really
any
true?
honesty even back then? Because now we're seeing all these,
I know.
the lies and the cover-ups
I have, yeah, no idea.
and we just want people to own up, be transparent,
Wow, take accountability. How about that one?
accountability, and I think it would help victims heal. I think,
Agreed. 1000%.
like with my experiences that we discussed on the last podcast and what I discuss in my books, Skeletons, I had to get to a point where I forgave them, not because I cared about who they are, but I had to forgive them for my own sanity, for my
For
own
your own healing.
well-being, for
For,
my own
hmm
healing,
yes.
because when you do that, it's very freeing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, they live in your head. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say that you are a person who's been trafficked, or you've had experiences like this and you're like, that's me, and you're so
Mm-hmm.
angry. All that anger and that fear and that hatred can just consume you. I'm speaking from experience. It can consume you, and then it's like, how can you make your life better when all of your energy is spent on that
Mm-hmm.
and wanting them to be held responsible, which it should be. People should be held accountable. But towards the victims, you need to get to a point of forgiving, not forgiving the person, but more of forgiving. How do I want to say it? Forgiving not the action, but freeing yourself from that bondage. Because remember, that action has you as a bondage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you constantly relive it over and over and over, that's a bondage, right?
But I have heard a lot of victims of some kind of trauma or maybe, their parent or their loved one was murdered by someone, that they will say, I forgive um, the perpetrator because I'm not going to let you like own me anymore. I'm not going to let you have a piece of me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like you said, for them is what is freeing to them so that they can heal and move on. Because if you don't, like you said, just that anger just manifests and just really just kind of takes a hold of you.
And controls you, controls everything
And
about you.
so, I mean, like I haven't been in that position, thank God, to ever have to be in that place to, you know, want to forgive someone. But from what I've heard, it's because they do it. Otherwise, it just consumes them. That person has a hold of them if they don't.
That's how it was for me. It was truly consuming me into my 20s.
Mm,
This happened,
that's awful.
gosh, when I was a preteen. And it took me into my late 20s, early
Yeah, I'm sure
30s.
you woke up with it, and I'm sure you went to, like, right before you went to sleep, it was always on your mind, always with you.
Always with you. And the anger, because you're like, they should be held accountable. They should be,
Why me,
why
maybe?
me?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything, and there's a lot of victims out there. What did they do? They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. They have a bad family member that maybe sold them.
Oh my
They
gosh.
fell into it and then were threatened by whoever was, in control. and there was fear. So what I found with a lot of trafficking is, especially if they get somebody like, let's say, foster kids or broken home, that's very,
Mm-hmm.
very common. Where are they going to go? Are they going to go sleep on the street? And so that's another here. You have a place to live. You just have to do what I say.
Mm,
And so they do, because where else are they going to go?
right.
You know, I mean, now you and me, we're the type of person that I'll do whatever I have to do. I mean, legally speaking, do what I have to do to work to make sure I have a place for my kid, and you do what
Sure.
you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these people, they don't have that mentality of, I'm just gonna, like you and me, we'd go, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna go get a job here. We're gonna work. We're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
an apartment, even if it's on the bad side of town. We're gonna do this. And you and I have a plan,
I was
right?
gonna say maybe the word is problem solver,
Problem solve. Good, good.
doers.
Yes, we're doers.
Um,
And some people don't have that
they don't even know where to
capacity.
start. It's
Yeah,
like,
they
where do
don't
I
know where to start.
start?
Where do
It's
I
too
start?
overwhelming. I'm too scared.
Hmm.
Okay, fear is a big one
Yes.
to not want you to take a foot in the right direction. So, yeah, then they just kind of get owned by what's happening and then they stay put and complacent.
And it's hard. It's hard to break free. From my research, it is very difficult to break free. And sometimes it is hard to come out and say that happened,
Hmm.
because I think we talked about it in the last podcast, was sometimes you're so stunned of what happened that you're just like in a state of shock. And then once you come out of that shock, then you realize what scenario you're in. So, like, a lot of these people are in scenarios where they can't break free, and a lot of people go, oh,
Can't
you
imagine
should just,
that entrapment feeling.
yeah, break free and run. And okay, so where are they going to run? I met a girl that was trafficked, and she was able to get out. But do you know what she
Wow.
did as soon as she got out?
Hmm.
Right back.
Oh my. Was it almost, can you kind of explain that? Was it almost, I hate to use this word, because it was more like comfortable because she's
It's
familiar? Is
it's
that
familiarization.
okay?
It's a feeling of love. They love me. They want to take care of me. I just have to do these few little things for them. But you know what? They love me so much and they want to take care of me. It's just
Yes.
I have to sleep
Hmm.
with a few people. And the person that I'm talking about was underage, 15.
How long was she out?
Um, it was 3 years.
And where did she live on that? And during that time, so 15 to 18, where did she live? She figured it out on her own. Did she move back in with family?
She had to be rescued.
Okay.
There was not I'm breaking free. They had to
Oh,
come in and they had to
oh,
get her,
legit. Okay.
because it was, but he loves me.
So, but did she go back after those 3 years to the same
Yes.
person, the same
Hmm.
situation?
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's such a mental, um,
And
it's,
see, and it makes me wonder within that 3 years, was there contact, right? So were they talking
hmm,
this whole time
yeah.
and staying in touch?
Well, yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Whether it be direct
Mm-hmm.
or whether it be through indirect channels,
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a world of just secretiveness. I mean, like,
A lot of secrecy.
so the good thing as far as Epstein being talked about so much is it's such a huge spotlight
Mm-hmm.
on what is going
Mm-hmm.
on, because, and this is worldwide. This is not just, hey, it's in the US. This is
Oh yeah,
worldwide,
for sure.
and anybody is is a victim. Anybody can be a victim. It's from babies all the way up to elderly. And that goes into, like I said, not just the sex trafficking, the work trafficking, labor trafficking, there's several, drug trafficking. It's not just sex trafficking. There's, using people as mules and then
Mm-hmm.
threatening their
Mm-hmm.
families. You have to do this. Well, guess what? Now you did it. Now I'm going to blackmail you, and you have to do more, and you have to do more.
Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, I'm going to take you to a new country. And isn't it great? You have this, but I need you to do this. Oh, you did that? Well, guess what? Now I have this on you. You need to do more. You need to do more.
There's always something that is going to be expected. I feel like when someone is offering you something nice, it's like, it's not just for nothing. They're going to want something in
Isn't
return.
it sad though? Because it's like back in the day, because I'm almost 50, back in the day, it was like if somebody wanted to do something nice for you, it was just somebody wanted to do something nice for you.
Right.
That was it.
Times have changed.
It was what you see is what you get. That's just
Mm-hmm.
how it is.
Yeah.
And now it's like if somebody says, "Wow, I would like to help you," it's okay. What's the string?
Yeah. What's the price?
Yeah, there's a
What's the
price
price
to
I
it.
gotta pay? Yeah.
I gotta pay a price. So the encouragement for people who have been through this is you got to break free. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
organizations out there to help people
There's
who
so much
can
more
break free.
awareness
Yes, so much.
today.
Reaching out to the police. I know that sometimes people don't want to do that, but there's so many organizations that you can reach out to that are willing to help, willing to put you through school. You may be like, well, I've done this. I don't have an education. I didn't fit in high school. I don't know, where would I even start to live? And that's what these organizations are for, is to help you exit, find jobs, like the one
That's
lady that
wonderful.
was the expert.
Mm-hmm.
She runs organizations that, yes, we're going to help you train for jobs,
Yeah.
train for interviews. We're going to help you find an apartment.
Rehabilitate and then get you the tools to get you back out there in the
And then
world.
you feel like people are looking at you. They don't know what you've been through. I understand because I've been there. You think that everybody that looks at you knows all the secrets,
Yeah, right.
knows everything that you've been through. And it's like they
I bet
don't.
every stare, it's kind of like, oh.
And you're going, they know. They
Mm-hmm.
know like everything that I've
Mm-hmm.
been through. They know everything that I've done. They think that I look dirty. They think I look, and it's like, but people can't see that. Unless you tell them, they can't see that. So it's, if you are on drugs and you're like, I just want to break free of the drugs, I want to find hope, those are the organizations that are meant to help you. A lot of
There
organizations
are
out there.
a lot of churches, I feel like, too,
Yeah,
that have a lot of programs to help with that. And
which I understand some people that wouldn't want to go that avenue. Yes,
sure,
it is. And some people may have been,
maybe violated in the
violated,
church.
yeah, with people in the church, whether it be Catholic, Protestant, those aren't the only two. Seems to be the only
No.
two that they talk about. But I think the first step is saying, I need help.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
I need to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the people responsible to be held accountable. And us not to be so divided. It's like everybody wants to divide us. And as humanity, we should be just not violently,
Coming
not
together
encouraging
about this.
violence,
No.
encouraging verbal expression, but not to the point of anger that's going to, we're not insinuating violence. A lot of
No.
people just want to talk, and
Yeah.
get people angry. I don't want you to be angry like that. But I do want people to share and put past the, the politics, especially when it comes to Epstein, because that's all I see. Politics, politics,
I know.
politics. It's like,
I know.
stop pointing fingers at the politician. Like, it's yours, it's yours, it's yours.
That's why I
And
said
it's like,
it's a left and right thing right now.
and it shouldn't be. It should be,
And it should just be doing the right thing right now.
yeah. It's like, we're here and we want the bad people to be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what office you're in. I don't care who your best friend is. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person.
You're a bad person. Period. Straight up.
If you took advantage of children, You should be held accountable.
Yeah.
And it's just sad. It's like, I think the whole point is them making people attack each other so that they kind of forget about the actual issue.
Yes, that's another way to
What do you think?
distract. Well, I just had a thought that, I had heard this years ago, I'm sure it's the same, that Singapore, that it's an eye for an eye. You steal, you get your hand
Really?
chopped off. Yeah, so whatever you did is your punishment.
That would
So
not
let's just say the crime rate there is very low.
say.
Very low.
Could you imagine? They'd be like, "Don't do it to me." Well, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Guess you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And then, like you said, we don't know everything that's in the files. What else did they do? Is there brutality, not just like rape? Is there actual?
Shonna, I just have so many questions because I am just so naive to this stuff.
And I don't think that anybody's really, I mean, let's be honest, you're not going to get answers.
Well, but
Not straightforward answers.
But what I mean, like maybe I really just haven't taken the time to, because I'm already so busy with my kids and my jobs and my home and everything, taking the time to read up on all of it. But how many years are we talking? How long has this guy been a sicko? These files, what are we talking here?
I think a long time.
A very like
20 years, 30 years.
70s, 80s, 90s, like just it's been going on and on and on and on.
90s, I think, maybe 80s or 90s. I'm just guessing.
Just the
because
whole
I
thing.
just know a little bit. I know more about trafficking itself just because of research. As far as he goes,
Right.
I don't really know a lot about him because you just see things in the news.
And like you said, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's been
And then you look at files and it's like, okay, well the files, and then they go, oh, well it's redacted. Just put it out there, and some people say, oh, you don't want to see it. Let people decide for themselves.
Which I guess they are very public. I have not taken a moment to read them because I don't think I could handle it. I'm a very strong person, very strong. But when it comes to like kids and stuff,
well, especially
not so much.
If there's mutilation, any sort. I think that's where, and I'm sure there was. I would not doubt it whatsoever. Just from what I gauge, is a lot of disgustingness. But to be able to, and this even goes to, let's say, parents that kill their children. You see these stories where the moms kill the kids, like little kids. I saw, gosh, I don't even remember because I see, you see so much. What was that one mom that drowned her kids? I think it was like 2 or 3 kids, right?
4 of them.
4 of them.
4 or 5. She drowned them in the bathtub, and then Andrea Yates.
Oh, okay.
And then lined them up next to each other one by one.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
And her husband was at work, and she claimed, God told her to do it because she's putting their souls at rest, at peace, to get off of this, be out of this world, out of this planet, and they're in a better place.
But to be able to, like, even that same thing, I just can't even, like, the act itself, or to, if any of these people do things to kids, to be able to look in their face and just go, and to watch their expression. I mean, and you can be okay with
Well,
it.
even more so, and I could be wrong, but I could have sworn, because that was a while ago, I could have sworn that I read, or it was on, Dateline, it was like on all the shows, the crime shows, replaying the story, that the husband, like, forgave her. Those are his children too, and he's just like, she had postpartum depression, and that I'm just like, wow.
Was he part of it?
Right?
I mean, I just don't, look, I'm a Christian. I try to be a good Christian. We are human. We all fall short. That is no question. Every single person falls short. That is just, I don't think I could do that. No.
That's almost harder to understand than maybe the act itself, how you could forgive someone that did that to your children. so heinously. And why?
I mean, everybody knows that I protect my boy. I would not be able to. Yeah, no.
No. Yeah.
And you, I mean, your kids, there's no way.
There's just this motherly instinct that just maybe some have and some people don't. You know, like this Andrea Yates that did what she did, but I swear you hurt one of my children and you're not going to be on this earth no longer. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to be uplifting and let you know this is a safe place. I just had to say that.
But you
real
know what?
quick.
Maybe that's encouraging and uplifting to the people who suffer with things like that, because it's like somebody cares, somebody's listening, somebody, is looking at me and saying, you matter.
Totally. I wish I could just take in all children that are just so saddened and hurt by maybe parents that weren't the best. And they just, kind of said, kind of admitted to themselves, I just was dealt a crappy hand. My parents are crappy parents. I just feel terrible. I just want to take them all in. I'm a fun mom. Why are you laughing?
You're fun. Well, my son's friends, they all call me mom.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's endearing.
Yeah, it's endearing. And it's just,
yes,
I'm the cool mom, but I'm still mom.
I'm the cool mom.
I'm still mom. I still got the look.
You still got to be the parent. You still have to, rein
you
your
may
kids
not want to be the
in.
parent, but you still have to be the parent.
Like we talked about, I think the very first podcast, you're always a parent. Your kids can be 55 and you're 75, and that will never change.
Never change.
From the moment you give birth, your life will never be the same. You are a parent.
And some people choose to fully embrace the parenthood, like me and you. Mm-hmm. And there are other people that just don't want any part of it. And that's when you and I get called mom by other people.
Yeah.
Not our children.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hey, Mom.
Again, I wish I could take all those kids in.
If we could just spread the love and say, you guys are safe. I wish I could.
But Shonna, love's not enough. That's the sad thing. It's just not enough.
And you wish that you could tell. Like, maybe that's what this podcast is for. This specific episode is to extend to all those children who do feel like nobody sees them, nobody wants them, that we can say, you do matter, It is. You do matter.
Yes, absolutely. You are loved.
And we'll pray for you. And I know that some people are like, okay, we'll pray for you. Because I grew up in the church. You hear it a lot. And you're like, yeah, okay. I'm going to pray for you. And you're like, you forgot I even existed.
But there is a lot. There is so much power in prayer.
Oh, yeah. And it's a matter of, yes. I think we discussed it, what it was last podcast or the podcast before. If you want us to pray for you, is Light in the Darkness podcast at gmail.com. Send us an email.
Yes.
We will put it on the list. We'll pray for you.
Always.
And it's hard to feel like anybody cares. But you know what? Jesus cares. And I know some people would be like, Jesus cares. Yes, he does. Jesus cares.
He does. Voiceovers, they crack me up. I just want to stare at you and watch you talk.
Jesus cares. Yes, he does. Now, mind you, I'm a pastor's daughter. I went to church. So, hey, I'm able to. I got the credentials that I can do it. And it's okay.
Yes.
I got the credentials.
You do.
Amen. Hallelujah.
That's right. Praise the Lord Jesus.
Praise the Lord Jesus. We're not mocking.
No.
There was some people will go, you're just mocking.
No, not at all.
Like Jesus, God has a sense of humor. I mean, he's got a very funny sense of humor. And sometimes you want to go, ha, God, that was hilarious. But he does have a sense of humor.
Well, like when I'm on my phone talking with my mom and I'm kind of running around the house, right? Putting the cat out, grabbing Maverick's lunch, and I'm going, where is my phone? God is just laughing at me saying, you're on it.
Okay.
yummy? Or the glasses that are on your head, and you're like, where are my glasses?
Or the keys. You held the keys to unlock the car to go look for your keys.
And
but
I
you're
just
still
always
looking for
think
your
that
keys.
Jesus is laughing at me, going, Megan.
Jesus is always
So,
laughing at me, going, Shonna, where did you come up with this idea?
well, and you have to laugh at yourself too.
Well, I
You
laugh
really
because
do,
I can totally see him going,
right? Me
who
too.
gave this girl this idea? Where did
Yes.
she come up with this?
Yes.
It obviously was her own idea.
Yes.
I was not part of that.
Yes.
Well, anything else to talk about, or are we going to wrap it up?
I think we're going to wrap it up.
I think we covered all the points, right? That you wanted
Hopefully.
to talk about?
Yes.
Well, because this was your choice.
Well,
We've got lots of subjects we want to talk
and
about.
I'll have, lots
It was
other
just a matter of what did we want to do
ideas.
tonight.
Yes. And it was just kind of asked, kind of on a spur. And also, what also drove me to pick this topic was I just saw a friend at our local library talking about trafficking within our city, just opening up the residents' eyes that it is everywhere. Even if you're in a small town and you're very family oriented and everyone looks out for everyone, it's not to say that it's not underneath your nose. So please protect your children. Pay attention to the warning signs. If you see suspicious people, or, like you were saying, that sign that's posted just a little outside of town, that's not there for nothing. That means something must have happened, been witnessed, something must have gone on for that probably to be there at all. And so, anyway, I don't know. It was just kind of,
Well, it's just, and encourage your kids to share. That's, I think, the
yes,
big thing.
that's what they were talking about, that it's okay to talk about it. Being quiet and shush and hush about it is not going to get us anywhere
No.
if we do that.
No.
So it's about time that, there's no shame. I mean, I'll do anything. If I witness something or if there's any way I can help, I absolutely will. Ask my mom. I am not a person to be quiet and silent and sit back. If I see something going on, I'm going to say something or step
That has
up.
to do with like kids, or they feel like you can tell they're uncomfortable, or somebody's trying to take them, or usher them somewhere. And a big thing is to encourage your kid that they are not going to get in trouble by, because that's a lot of what kids think. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble. I went somewhere with someone. I'm going to be in trouble. And if you just want to encourage your kid, it's okay. Just share with me. You're not going to be,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
grounded. You're not going to be disciplined because you went with somebody, don't do it again.
Oh, gosh.
But a lot of kids will not discuss it because they are in fear of getting trouble. My son was the same way. I was like, tell me, you will not be in trouble. I just need to know what's going on.
Real quick, I can share an actual real story. My friend and I were in high school. She's a year younger than me, so I want to say I was 16, she was 15, summertime. And we were going to walk from my house to hers, which was a good amount of space. I would say probably 3/4 of a mile. This is in the Bay Area, so Silicon Valley, San Jose, California. And so we're walking, we've walked a bit from my house, so we've already been trekking for a while. And now we've got to cross a street because there's all these courts, all these streets to get to the other side. And before we can, a van pulls right up in front of us, blocking us, opens up the side door and jumps out.
Are you serious?
To grab us. And we hauled ass. We booked it. We just kept running straight, and they probably freaked out and drove off. But I clearly will never forget that. It was so surreal, because you watch the scary movies, and my mom, of course, always said, never get in a car with a stranger, and stranger danger and all this. And here we are, these two, teens, and I kid you not, they full on blocked us, swung open the side door of this white van. Why are they always white vans? Creeper vans. And jumped out to try to grab us.
That's crazy.
And but the thing that makes me the most upset about it, like mad today, right? Because you don't think about it when you're young.
Mhm.
Yeah, we told our parents, but like we didn't call the cops or anything.
Are you serious?
No, you just went on with your day. I
You're
didn't get
Gen
it.
X, aren't you?
Totally.
Okay.
Because you're just not used
We're
to
almost
that.
mismatched, whatever.
This is
It's
the
just another
90s,
day.
right? Like 95, and didn't get a good look at his face. Clearly didn't see the license plate because they were parked to the side, and we just ran. So no, we said nothing. Like it's just normal. That's just every other day.
I just think it's
So
funny because whenever that thing happened to me, I was immediately at the police, even though
I
I was
know.
Gen X, you know,
Good
and
for
like,
you.
we gotta do this. And you're like,
We were
nah.
we were like, what's the after school snack? I mean,
But you remember enough, though. The good thing is you remember enough to share. So, hey,
yes.
kids, if you see a white van come up and the door slide open, you don't know who it is, run as fast as you can.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Knock on a neighbor's door, call the police, you know, do whatever you gotta do.
Yes, please just use your voice. Be verbal about it. Don't keep secrets. Don't keep it to yourself. That is not going to help at all. We just have to, be brave. Be brave. Say it. Say it
And
like
be
it
supportive.
is.
Be brave.
Be supportive.
Be supportive.
Okay.
And that's all. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Until next time.
Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And myself and Megan.
Ooh, it's so French.
Megan. We'll see you next time.
Be safe. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.